Good morning. Welcome. As we celebrate America's 250th birthday.
We would like to welcome you.
We do welcome you into the right side. I am Amy Beth Shaver. This is the Allison Sinclair. And we're joined by JP. For a show like no other, we will have cake and festivities. We will eventually have an outfit change. And then from there, we are going to talk about some of the news of the day. But today, mainly, we're focused on our favorite founding father, some trivia, a little tiny tad of news. We have Kenneth Pascal, who's joining us, who will regale us with tales of America's birthday. And who knows what else. Ladies and gentlemen, we bid you a good morning. Miss Sinclair, how?
250 score ago, the greatest nation in the world was founded. Praise God, we are not British anymore. You have to stick around for Yammer to find out why. I'm very, very happy to be here today. It's going to take a lot for me to stay in this accent. So just when I start sounding Russian, just hear British.
Well, the good news is...
What is the good news, sir?
You look so legit.
What's up?
I look like
Alexander Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton if he
Yes,
was
indeed.
in a rock band.
I'm just all washed up.
We will go back to our American accents, though, after the first segment, because I don't have a very good British accent. I kind of sound like Forrest Gump a little bit if I add a little bit of a little bit of a tang to it. But we will not be in the British accents for much longer because bollocks me, I cannot keep the British accent.
Do you know that's a very, very bad word?
Yeah, but in Britain, not in America.
Yeah, I don't think most Americans know what that means, thank goodness. And honestly, I don't know what it means. I just know you're not supposed to say it.
Yes, obviously. And you're not also supposed to say things like bloody hell, but we say it anyway.
Bloody
hell. I don't even know what that means, but thank goodness the good Lord saw fit for us to become American citizens. And we live here now, but we would have been remiss if we didn't start off our festivities with a bang, a celebratory bang. You might see a cake on the table.
Like a shot heard round the world.
Yes, like a shot heard round the world.
Yes, it's so good.
Absolutely. Yes, that's exactly what the gun sounded like.
Thank you.
Exactly. And then 2 if by land, 4 if by sea. And it was 2. And here we are, the 3 of us.
I do have a question, though.
Sir, what is your
accent
question?
Is terrible.
I gotta work on it. Okay.
Okay.
You guys gotta get British.
But you do look like that super cool meme, George Washington with the sunglasses, the one you used on our show.
Yes.
Saver.
Yes.
Okay, you have a question. What would be your question?
I gotta pull the accent back. How did we find it where Amy Beth has a blonde one and Allison's got a white, and I got a white one?
Well, you will respect that I am Cafe Olay, and I think Miss Sinclair saw fit to have one that maybe better matched my Cafe Olay skin tone. I don't know. How did you do it, my lady?
Is on Amazon. They all look the same, and I thought I was ordering all this color. Now, hindsight, I wish I had gotten them all your color, because we're a little washed out. It's not the best look.
I do love the wigs that you have, and I'm happy to switch. We haven't worn them very long, but I do thank you for acquiring the wigs so that we could celebrate properly.
Shall not lie. this morning I was having buyer's remorse, thinking we might go down in history for not good reasons after this episode.
Well, we just wanted to remind everybody that we're so thankful that it is not 1776 or before when all the wars took place, and we would as men have had to wear our hair like this, and I keep wondering if young men who go to school and their fathers and their pastors say, why don't you cut your hair? One young man need only look back to this day and say, why, Father? Because Jesus Christ probably had long hair, and so did our founding fathers, and so I don't see the problem with my hair, Father. I think that's it. And so aren't we thankful that we don't have to put on powdered wigs and sweat underneath it? And also I'm thankful for deodorant, because I hear that they didn't wear that then either. But this is just a moment where we say, thank you, God, that we're proud to be Americans.
Can you imagine going to Katie Britt's barbecue, having to wear one of the... Wait, no, they only wore these in Parliament, right?
No, I think they found it fashionable to wear the wigs often.
Was it like on the battlefield?
Yes. Well, I don't think on the battlefield, because I think they put those little triangular caps on, and that's what they wore. But I think in all everyday lives, their wives were like, no, Sir Charles Henry David Patrick Jedediah, you may not leave the home without your powdered wig. It is not fashionable.
Can you imagine, though, seeing George Washington walking the block without his bloody wig on and seeing somebody take a picture of George Washington with no wig? It'd be mighty embarrassing. I think they probably wore them out and about very often.
You're getting there.
I'm getting, hearing y'all talk, I'm getting
You're getting there.
Yes, if you just use a forward kind of more in the chest, in the clavicle region.
It's somewhere deep in me.
Cross your T's are crisp. And then everything else is just lazy.
My ancestors came from England, so it's somewhere deep in me.
There it is.
It's deep in me.
So, the one thing we didn't take time to do before we did start the show is, what are our British names? Lady what? Lord what?
Lady Heifer.
Lady Heifer?
Lady Bessie Heifer.
Okay.
That would be me.
Okay. And I'm Lady Daisy Heifer.
Daisy Heifer?
And he is Lord.
What are
he
you?
is Lord Farquaad.
Do I look like Lord Farquaad?
A bit.
Why, yes.
I think since you look like Marie Antoinette, you look a little French.
Well, looking at my DNA, my people did get around. So it is possible. I don't know. But she didn't necessarily say, let them eat cake. And the story isn't true, but she was a very fashionable lady. And wow, as we discussed the French Revolution yesterday, maybe, I don't know. But we would be very, very hot all the time if this was back then.
There was no AC back then.
Oh, aren't we thankful?
Still not
You
AC
know where
any
there's
good.
no
Air
AC
conditioning.
is Zoran Mamdani has told everyone to leave their air conditioning at a certain degree because of the heat wave and global warming and saving the environment. And it's like he's trying to bring back the glorious days of the 1700s. But now it makes no sense. Ladies and gentlemen.
Do you think the sweatiness will make New Yorkers go, oh, blimey, we made a mistake?
I think so.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You don't think that they're sweating themselves half to death?
The New Yorkers. Dang.
It's so close.
It's
so close. I actually listened to a video yesterday about how to do this. It didn't really help.
A British accent is not easy, though.
No, it's not. But I will say I did spend about 2 weeks in Ireland a few years ago, and you leave and you talk like them.
Do you really?
You
That's
do.
my dream.
Yeah.
I just
So we should
love
have taken a
that
field trip
accent.
to Britain.
Love it.
Amy Beth's got it down, though.
She does. And
I-
she even... Well, I can't tell if you look like a lunch lady, a stewardess,
stewardess.
You look like a rock band
Oh,
stewardess.
yeah. I mean, she looks like she needs to be in a White Snake video.
I
It's from 1776.
obviously, and I just am so thankful
I can't do
again that we're not here. So whenever Mrs. Sinclair says that we're done,
Well,
and we'll
Oh,
carry on
darling.
with the day.
Darling.
I'm in my Vuori vest that's made for winter, and it's stretching.
Do you want
Yeah.
to turn the AC down?
Please, sir.
Anywho, do we have a word of the day? Maybe it's British.
Yes, I do, and my
And shall we eat cake afterwards?
yes, my
Maureen.
family is laughing at us, and I say I see you guys, and I love you so much. All right, here is the word of the day. What are we laughing at now?
You.
Okay, do you want me to do it in a British accent, or do you want me to do it so we can understand it?
No, British.
British.
Okay, all right. The word of the day. Oh, by the way, sir, where's our music for the word of the
Oh,
day? Shoot.
sorry. I
How
was
do they
distracted.
dance in Britain?
Say it one more time.
The word of the day.
They're not very fun.
They're not fun at all.
3, 2, 1.
That's all you get in Britain.
That's it. No jazz hands, no anything except things like this.
No,
Okay,
the sprinkler is not there.
I'd like to tell
Can't use
my,
water.
my bookend daughters who are watching us this morning, good evening, good morning, and good night. Hello, girls. At this point, they're probably sad, like, do they even know me? Here's the word of the day. Something or someone described as this has or shows an ability to understand difficult ideas and situations and to make good decisions. This word may be considered a formal synonym of the word wise and discerning.
There's no one I know that meets that description. I don't know.
S, the word starts with an S and it ends with an S. It's an adjective.
Savvy.
Very close. Sir, Lord Folkwart, what do you think?
Look at he's thinking.
May you mind repeating the definition one more time?
Oh, are we there now? All right. Someone or something that's described. Now I'm going into my lunch lady voice.
This
and
is
I
where we're supposed
love-
to end up, Mildred.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. It
eventually.
is.
We got about 2 hours for Mildred. Because see, we're transing.
We are
from
transing. You don't
British to
know
Mildred.
if in 1 second I'm going to talk like this, or I'm going to tell you that the word of the day.
And while Amy Beth reads it, I'm going to mimic Washington and the portrait behind me with the wig.
Does he have on a wig?
I do believe he does, because the Americans hadn't yet made his hair fall out
Did you
due
see
to
his ponytail?
stress and overworking.
But does he
Any-
have his teeth?
No, he has no teeth. Okay, everyone, the word of the day is sagacious. 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 Wise or discerning. Wise or discerning. Sagacious. Sagacious.
I could use to be a little more sagacious.
I think
So,
that-
guys, she's nuts. Sorry.
Do you have a Gen Z word of the day? Even though Gen Z wasn't around with wig days.
I'm trying. I can't do it.
It's okay,
so
Lord
hard.
Farquhar. Just say what you've got to say. We listen and we don't judge.
I'm so
Only
jealous.
just a
She's
little.
so good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
that was
very good.
excellent, Lady Heifer. Lady
Bessie.
Bessie Heifer.
Okay. This one is a woman term, a Gen Z woman term. I wouldn't say this word, but this is a verb used to, or yes, the blank is used as a verb to refer to someone who has delivered something exceptionally well. It can be used in a way similar to the slang killed it. It is generally used in the context of fashion or performance as a compliment. You can also use blank as a response to anything cool or awesome.
Girls, tell me what that is, please.
Starts with
She-
an S.
Chopped it up.
Okay, S.
Starts with
an
an S.
Served. She served.
Not
Oh.
quite.
That is so good.
Not
I
quite.
felt like that was really good. Girls, I'm waiting on you.
No, don't. No, we don't cheat.
What do we do sometimes?
Depends on the day.
One of us does.
Okay, so it starts with an S, and it
Yes.
means it usually she.
A synonym is killed it.
Smashed it.
Slayed it.
Slayed.
I
She
love the word
slayed
slayed.
it.
She slayed.
I love that word. It's a
You are
great word.
slaying that wig.
You are slaying that wig.
No,
You are slaying that wig.
no, mine's rapidly disintegrating.
I mean, mine's already fallen out. I don't know. We're just gonna go with it. It's
all
fine.
right, we're going to slide the day,
Yes, ma'am.
and
And we're going to let the delicious cake sit in front of us.
I need to have some cake. Mr. Bobby, not Ricky Bobby, but our friend Bobby, my new fitness director. He's a fitness director for the show. Please forgive us as we slice into this cake because we have a new baker for the show.
he said he would be
Upset. Didn't he
utterly
say that, Bobby?
despondent if we did not eat the cake.
I did tell
So we shall.
Ricky Bobby that I am going to do a fitness exercise this afternoon. But this is from our new show baker, and she's wildly talented. And you're just
So
going to die
heavy,
when
I
we.
can't pick it up.
Oh my goodness!
I'm serious. I'm going to
Sinclair,
dump it out.
If you
Help
dump the cake,
me.
I will have to go home.
A Udemy.
Look
She
at
even-
this cake.
So let me grab the dagger.
Oh, absolutely.
The dagger.
Just don't use it on me.
Bloody dagger.
Bloody dagger.
Where'd the dagger go?
Get that dagger.
I got the dagger. I got a knife.
In England, that
Knafe.
would be outlawed.
Now,
So how do we do this? I think
Just however you say, ma'am.
wait, did we say who made the cake?
No, I just introduced that we have a new show baker.
Becca,
What is her name? And well, how do you find her?
her business is called Heavenly Sweets on Instagram.
She's in
She's
Birmingham.
local in Birmingham.
So she's British too.
She is British, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
She's an abs kind of British.
She is an abs kind of British.
Let's see.
a British.
What if I flip it?
Allison?
What if I flip?
Oh my word. This is beautiful. Oh my word.
Yo!
Stop! Stop it!
I thought she was just going to do the layers, red, white,
I
and blue,
did
but she
too.
put a bloody flag in there.
What?
And she was worried if it wouldn't work.
Please let me try again and get the end of the flag.
Excuse me. Could we one more time tell us
Holy.
about our new show baker? She's on Instagram and it's Heavenly Sweets.
Okay.
Mhm.
And you will become obsessed with the things that she
You'll be
makes.
seeing some more Heavenly Sweets. as
Y'all,
of late.
I'm not okay. We got to break character because this is amazing.
This is incredible.
I-
Wow.
Hold
okay.
on. Please let me. I'm going to try and stand it up.
Yeah, this is
Y'all.
unbelievable.
Oh,
What?
This
But how does she do that?
I don't know.
God gifted her.
I can't. I got it.
Okay.
And
All
she
right.
was like, she was so worried it wasn't gonna work.
I'll bring this to you in the break.
That
ma'am,
is
cut yourself a piece of cake.
insane.
Or-
We had to do this the first segment because we didn't think we could make it the whole show.
That's really me yesterday saying, could
Y'all,
we do it at the beginning
Can
and
we
not
look
the
at
end?
this?
Okay. Holy cow. This young woman is incredibly
That's
talented.
amazing.
And hold on, the taste test as if we were on the Great British Baking Show. Let's just have a little taste test.
Wait. You can't do a
Everybody-
taste test without me.
We're all going to do a taste test.
I know.
luscious ponytail comes
Can you lick your fingers in Britain? 'Cause
Yes, you can.
I got some
Okay.
schmutz.
Everybody, and a count of 3. And then after we have a piece of cake, we'll be American. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my gosh. Oh my word. Ma'am, my birthday's in August. I'm booking a cake with you.
Oh wait, we're American.
We're American now.
That's
The cake
better
changed
than
us
that
over.
place that everybody gets cakes in
This
Birmingham.
is unbelievable. I hope that she will just open her own bakery immediately.
Man.
Holy.
Okay.
Can we go to break early so we can eat cake?
Nope, we got a yammer.
Oh, we got a yammer.
Yammer.
Oh, I got a yammer.
But-
All right.
So I love that we have people. She made us this cake. She knew we were doing the show. Aunt Lily, you didn't bring your brown heifer.
I thought she was in the bag.
Aunt Lily got us matching heifer. Well, no, they are appropriately different.
My heifer's chocolate.
Little latte color.
Well, it's because Allison's blonde and I mean that's brunette, of course.
Duh.
Oh,
But
Yeah.
then we immediately were like, oh, that's perfect.
that's funny.
Lily didn't even
So
think
you're
about that.
Daisy?
I'm-
Daisy heifer?
I'm Daisy.
I'm Bessie.
and you're Bessie.
Maybe I should be Dolly.
Let's do Daisy and Dolly.
Okay.
And then watch because people will say so
right.
online. All
I
right.
just love that people are,
Thank you.
are joining in the fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, it is very, very kind. And at this point, I
This is
will
so good.
just reach out to you if, like, our show baker, Heavenly Sweets, or perhaps others, and you want to partner with
so
us,
good.
let us know.
Wow.
But we are very thankful. This might be the best cake I've ever had.
I love the old school bunting.
Like,
Yeah.
how did she? I've never seen anybody do that.
Yeah, she's just
She's very talented. Okay, Mr. Producer, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and y'all don't go anywhere because after we yammer, we have a costume change. And you are going to want to see the costume change. So just I'm putting that out there. All right, sir. Are you? Yes, ma'am.
Can we yammer back in our British accents?
If
or
you
should
would
we
like
not?
to, whatever you want
Well,
to do.
mine more.
You
mine
just
won't
sound like
be
Forrest Gump.
very well.
Whatever you
I
want.
have to yammer in my British accent.
Okay, well, I'm going to yammer in my British accent as well.
You're so much better than me, so let me go first.
Oh wait, we got a yammer.
This is a story that I brought up yesterday, but hence today being July 4th and Independence Day, I thought we needed to celebrate not being British one more time. I give you Prime Minister Keir Starmer. In a speech he gave this week, he says, I am proud that we have the most gay parliament. I don't think there's a parliament in the world that would be more gay than this one. It's just fantastic. Thank you, Founding Fathers, for not making us British. Otherwise, we would all be gay. Just like the Parliament. Who says that? Let's just be good parliamentarians. Don't really care what you are. But the British are celebrating their gayness.
So, because we are not British, we are so thankful for our friend Jim Ziegler, who wrote an op-ed that basically says this, and it sums up why we're doing what we're doing. Thankful that we are here and not there. John Adams believed Independence Day would be celebrated with solemn acts of devotion to God Almighty. And the other part of it is, I learned on Sunday, not only that, when we tell stories later on, is that part of the thing as we celebrate the day to God Almighty is one of the things we do is we celebrate with illuminations. And so even from the very beginning of our country, we set off fireworks.
I thought you meant we like candles.
Well, we did light candles, but we lit them and we threw them in the air.
Take that.
But they called them illuminations. And I just wanted to tee off of Jim Ziegler's beautiful article.
I didn't call them fireworks.
No, darling.
TNT.
No, I learned from my pastor, and he doesn't lie.
Go to
That
that
it's
trailer
illuminations.
and you pick up that TNT.
Well, that's what my husband's doing this afternoon. He's
Fireworks.
going to the trailer and he's getting himself some fireworks. But we're going to call them illuminations this year.
Illuminations.
Illumination. Okay, sir.
Okay, well, mine's got to be in a southern accent because of this store.
Okay.
Former casino boat sunk off Orange Beach and becomes Alabama's newest reef. From
Oh.
Jim Ziegler.
Look at Jimmy go.
Good riddance, gambling boat.
Alabama's coastal waters are home to the largest artificial reef system in the United States. That system just got substantially bigger on Wednesday, July 1st, with the sinking of a 400-foot-long decommissioned casino boat.
Oh, Dr. Robert Ship. That's
He
quite
ships it.
humorous.
He ships it
They sunk a ship.
with Dr. Ship. What, by Jove, are we going to do?
It's like they planned it.
My question is, you know, gambling is still illegal in this great state of Alabama. My question is, if you go underwater to gamble, is it still jurisdiction over the illegality of gambling?
I'm going to call it international waters.
Because it very well could be international waters. I mean, and you know what? If you do gamble down there, I dare the popo to put on some scuba gear and come down and arrest me. Because I'll be playing blackjack with the fish down under at this 400-foot long riverboat casino.
Funny.
Okay.
Good story. Are we over time? Did you bump back the break?
I did bump the break. We can move it up and we can go to break in about 20 seconds if you would
I
like.
think that
That's
would be
great.
good. We don't have a montage. So what are we going to do on the other side? We have some USA World Cup news.
Yes, we do.
We have some story time.
Yes, we do.
We have Kenneth Pascal
Yes, we do.
coming up. We have some Founding Fathers trivia.
Mhm.
I don't know. We got a full show, and I'm going to take off this wig and this hot vest. How did they wear all that get up?
This is why they were really, really skinny. They sweated all the time, like from the time they woke up to the time they went to bed.
Hey, maybe it's why they were feistier and actually fought for things because
That's
they were
right.
hot.
They were hot and hungry.
Here we
So,
are, cake
Angry.
and air conditioning.
Hangry.
Yeah, all the time.
We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere.
Is the purpose of the government?
I think there are actually very, very few, but I would say the first one is to protect its citizens, to protect its people. And that is not happening. We are actually doing the opposite. It goes back to what you were talking about, life, liberty, the pursuit, that we should all have the freedom and the ability to do that. And I don't think the founding fathers intended for the federal government to pay for the murdering of children in the womb, to pay for transgender health care, to, even down to, like in Alabama, it always gets me that why are we paying for broadband? I don't
know.
think the founding fathers said, yeah, you need internet service. Electricity, I get that. That's kind of like you won't make it. We have lost sight of why we're here and what we're doing, and the heartlessness. Like, I don't know if the Dems, they are so blinded by their hatred and their bitterness for America, for the other side, for Donald Trump, for anything godly. It's like they're almost not human anymore.
Mm.
To be able to sit there and look at that mom and say, basically, I don't have time for you. I get it. You're a congresswoman. You've got things to do. But when you can't even muster up the compassion and the heart to sit and listen to a mother for 20 minutes, you just need to go. Like, just go. And what's sad is that she's not the only one that was sitting there thinking that.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
true.
To answer your question about what the government's role is, I think it's a great opportunity. We're celebrating in 3 days the most important document in our nation's history, where it started out with certain unalienable rights given by our creator, not by the government. So the job of the government is to preserve your God-given rights, almost like to protect you from the government. The government's job is to protect you from itself, from the government's point of view. That is the job of it, and it's to give you the right to bear arms to protect your certain
It all goes back to that same thing.
unalienable rights given to you by your creator. It's to let you have your hard-earned money that you worked hard with, for the talents that your creator gave. It all boils down to everything you have was given to you by your creator. So the government's job is to protect you from itself, pretty much. And it goes back to the separation of church and state. The separation of church and state was not to get rid of the church. It was to protect the church from the state.
That's right.
Because they viewed the church was so sacred and the most important thing that we're not going to tarnish it with our human-made state. So we're going to keep them separate. But they like to twist it, them being the left, into, well, the separation of church and state means that the church is meaningless. No. It means that the state is nowhere near as important as the church and God. So I think, and I'm going to butcher the quote, I'm going to paraphrase it from John Adams, that our government is only for a religious and moral people. Because if you don't have the foundation that everything comes from the creator, everything comes from God, then the government becomes God. And everything just becomes backwards at that point, because the entire, it doesn't work. Because it's to embody the individual with their faith, not to just have the government be the power and the God, and we just give everything to the people, because then that's, and it's kind of like, if you look at the French Revolution versus the American Revolution, the main difference was God. Because there was no faith and there was no church in the French Revolution. It was just, let's just chop off the heads of all the people we can, and we're going to get rid of church, and we're just going to be selfish and lustful and all. Whereas the American Revolution, which is what made it so great, was no, we are fighting tyranny because we know God has more for us, and our God-given rights are being taken from us. And that's where it was a breaking of the chains to go to God, not a breaking of the chains to go to yourself. If that makes sense. So that is the purpose of the government, is to protect the citizens and their God-given rights from the government itself.
And it's either, by the way, that quote is the last quote of the newsletter. Don't know if you knew that.
Wow.
Chris just read it. He said, y'all go subscribe. But you said something, and both of y'all made me think of a few things to just, number one, because you said the government exists to protect the citizens and to provide for the common defense. Providing for a common defense assumes there's something to defend. That's the people. That's it. And so if we want to behave that way, then we will follow God. But that's why the left is desperate to separate us from our knowledge and understanding that this is all rooted and grounded in Him. And also never forget that during the French Revolution, the man who invented the guillotine was ultimately killed by it.
Yeah, it's ironic.
Ironic, no? That they are desperate for atheism, for not only atheism, but utopianism to be a thing. And they're going to create it, and they create it, and you're going to love it so much you may have to die in order for us to get what we want. We may kill you along the way. But the people who are welcome back. We told you we're changing.
Do you want it?
Get in, loser. We're crossing the Delaware.
She bought us matching t-shirts. Kind of love it.
We're obviously twins. And same place I found my hat. My husband's hat says fireworks director. I run, you run.
They're called illuminations.
They are called illuminations. And JP, show the good people your shirt.
So thug. I like it.
So here we are.
I ship it. And look at JP. He kept his wig on.
Yeah, because this is the only time I get to have hair. So
I like
Yesterday, we were testing out the wigs, and the wig box came with a hairnet, and I started to get JP's out of the box, and I turned around to hand it to him and was like, oh. Never mind, you don't need it.
Said Baker got a picture of me with it on my head anyways.
With the hairnet. I like that. I like that.
So here's what we're going to do. A couple of things. And then in the 11 o'clock hour, we have Kenneth Pascal, and then we will have story time, trivia, and whatever else merriment we get into. We're sugared up now. And so it's like times 10 of what we just were.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Story time is going to be really good. So don't go anywhere, because we're telling our favorite founding story of America. Or maybe what we're learning right now. I don't know if it's my favorite because I'm just now really digging into American
Yeah,
history.
but your current like favorite.
Yeah, current favorite.
Just stories. We need to remember our history. We're going to remember. So we're going to do your text and comments. Then we are going to play some commercials from our bicentennial that are fabulous. And then, if we have time, we're going to talk about the World Cup. So let's start with you, JP.
If y'all want to comment on the show, you can just comment on whatever live stream platform you're watching on. Mark Marty on the YouTube said, "Happy 4th of July, Patriots. I love the show. Y'all be safe."
Thank you,
Then he
Mark.
says, "Y'all are killing me. Love the outfits. Laughing so hard."
Mark, thank you for that. Because again, last night at about 2 a.m, I panicked.
Why?
I mean, I did. It's not like me to panic, but I was like, I don't know if I can pull this off.
Of course you can.
But we
Donna.
did. And that was fun.
Terry Lathan on the Facebook says, "This is fabulous."
Terry.
Aw, Thank you.
Look at Terry.
We may need to have-
Hello.
Hello, our friend. Hello.
Let's see. It's another good one. Joshua Tiff talking about the wigs. He says, "Yeah, they wore them everywhere.
Really?
Look at pictures of Mozart and Beethoven."
It's a good point.
So they weren't just in Parliament. That was just the robes.
Mhm.
See, I told you the
That
wives
would be-
said
but
you have to put it
why?
on before you go.
But what's okay? Legit. And what was his name?
It
Taft.
was Joshua Tift.
Oh, I went with William Taft. Okay, William
Close.
Taft. But somebody tell me again. I went into engineering in college because you didn't have to take any history and you didn't have to take a foreign language. That's
Yeah.
not really true, but that is true, that part. And I regret that. So tell me why, pray tell, did they wear the wigs?
I can look
And
it
why'd
up.
they wear them to the grocery store?
Yeah, obviously.
Why did
Like, I get
they-
it if you're in formal settings or you're a judge or you're like doing something serious, but why we got to wear them on a horse?
People wore powdered wigs primarily to conceal hair loss from syphilis, protect
I did not
themselves.
see that coming.
I did not know syphilis made you lose your hair. apparently.
Protect themselves against lice. So that
Okay.
may be a main problem. And also it signaled extreme wealth. Because bathing was discouraged and hair could not be washed, wigs absorbed scalp oils while scented powders masked foul odors.
Time out. I'm learning so much. Why was bathing discouraged?
Why was bathing discouraged?
I mean, remember, this is about the time where they
Back in
figured
the
out
day.
that there's one guy saying, "You guys, these women are dying in childbirth. We should probably just wash our hands." And he was laughed off and I think put in an insane asylum. That is not something that they did. And I don't think they had,
Is it because they didn't
the
have
water was dirty.
running
also.
water?
Bathing was discouraged throughout early modern Europe, primarily due to the rise of devastating plagues like the Black Death. Physicians believe that hot water opened the skin's pores, allowing poisonous, quote, bad air and disease to enter the body. Additionally, public bathhouses were associated with moral decay and outbreaks of syphilis. It's back to the syphilis.
And then hence you lose your hair, then you have to wear a wig. It goes full circle.
Like, George was at the bathhouse.
Wait, are you saying that the people
Yeah.
we admire weren't pure as the driven snow, as sometimes we can make them out to be?
Well, some of it's not their fault, Abs.
No, I know.
They didn't have running water.
No, but I mean the syphilis,
Yeah.
guys. There's
That
only
part,
one
yeah.
way we get the syphilis.
Yeah.
So, anywho,
The sniffless syphilis.
Okay. Learned something right there.
okay. What else we got?
Bully Bell. She says,
Bully Bill.
forgot headphones for a doctor's appointment. No sound, but you guys look great. Can't wait to resume with sound.
Imagine how confused you'd be.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm gonna watch the right side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chris from Stare It on the YouTube says, I think the word of the day should be Tea Party, Boston style.
Love it. You're right.
And then Ian from Hartsel on the text line, he says, y'all, this is fantastic. Then he says, JP, why do you sound like a weird Forrest Gump? I'm working on it.
It's like a British Forrest Gump.
Yeah. And then he also said, this show will go down as the greatest ever.
Oh.
Oh, thank you.
Brad from Crimestone, He has 2 texts.
Brad, is he judging us?
Okay, this one is judging us.
Okay,
He
here we
said,
go.
quote, bloody is supposedly a profanity. It's said to be a reference to the blood of Christ. So then
Oh,
if you would not read a book, quote Jesus or Christ, then you probably wouldn't throw around the word bloody either. Then
Thank you,
again,
Brad.
that origin story is debated. And then his name is the Right Honorable Sir Leicester Deadlock of County Crimestone.
That's good.
okay.
And he said another one, ahem. He started with the text with ahem. As an employer of the King's English, if you please, I do believe that the past tense of slay is slew. That joke slew me like a bodkin to a chap's heart. Absolutely slew me.
Thank you, dear Brad.
Shame.
Lord Leicester something and something and something.
It was
Crime stone.
the
Crime.
right honorable Sir
The right
Leicester Deadlock,
honorable.
Baronet of County Crimestone.
I love that. She slew. She slew.
He even put the county in front of the county name.
Oh, that's right.
It's not Hill County. It's not-
Oh, that is so
So-
delightful.
I do love that. It's like we can't drive on the same side of the road as Britain. Nope, we're gonna flip it. We can't call counties the same thing as Britain because they're all gay. We're gonna flip it.
Yeah, look, and we're going to not use the metric system. We're going to flip it and use something that doesn't make any sense at all. So I'm just saying.
Just because we can. We
And
started
then,
our own country.
yeah, I mean, it's football, or
Soccer.
soccer, not football.
Soccer.
It's a mile, not a kilometer.
It's a
so
boat,
silly.
a trunk, not a
And
boat.
then you've got going into Chattanooga, this little tiny snippet of road that says kilometers and miles. What?
Yeah.
As you're coming
I've
around,
never
you
noticed
know,
that.
have you noticed that?
No.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
We got one more comment that actually segues into our discussion perfectly. Bully Bell again says, does anyone remember what they did for the bicentennial celebration when it was in vogue for all of America to celebrate?
I was 4 and Chris was mathing this morning and he said we were 4, but I do remember a little bit. We lived in Pelham at the time and I wish that I would have thought to ask my mom and dad about that, but I bet there are some of you who remember, maybe you were like 10, but I do remember that it was festive. That's about it.
Well, I got a Coca-Cola commercial from 1976 because this is a good discussion. I feel like we haven't seen much of mainstream culture celebrating 250 like they did 200. I mean, obviously I wasn't alive, but I feel like they should have a lot more of a celebration than it is. But I watched this commercial and it's sad because it's almost like a completely different nation altogether because of just the pride and culture with something like this. I don't think you would see this much today, but here it is.
Cocaine fun, everything that makes you living nice. Coca-Cola, grab some Coke. Everybody follow me. Coca-Cola, you gotta live when the sun is hot. Have some Coke when you're feeling dry. Coke gets life, everybody wants a little life. Coke gets life, everything that makes you living nice. Coca-Cola, keep the sun shining down on your coke. Coca-Cola, reach your down now, sing my song. Coca-Cola, who's it alone? Coke gets life, everybody wants a little life. Coke gets life, everything that makes you live nice. Coca-Cola, you and me, reaching for some extra fun. Coca-Cola, we're gonna sing and we're gonna shout. Start out over when the stars come out. Coke gets life, everybody wants a little life. Coca-Cola.
Coke ad. Check this out.
Love it.
But like, you
Wow.
don't see any of that from like the corporate America. So.
No, you see, we're not coming to America's 250th because Trump is not our president. I mean, seriously, it has to do with the anniversary of our country and how far we've come. Can we not all agree that that's worth celebrating? Or is that too
we
hard?
can't. We really can't. I mean, up in DC, we talked about that every state has a booth. And I think we saw Kenneth Pascal last night, which we need to talk about the Algot.
That's true. We haven't.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that. But he was like, 10 states didn't do anything. That's shameful.
Well, it is.
It's embarrassing.
And I heard that it was the usual suspect worth of states, that even Pennsylvania was not even going to send anybody or do anything because of Josh Shapiro. And then that
What?
changed. Yeah. I mean, Pennsylvania, you're central to what has happened. And they weren't going to do anything. And I think some of the senators, I think Fetterman and somebody else pitched a fit, thankfully, rightfully so. But this idea that you guys, if you wonder why we're divided, look at yourselves. We're not the ones trying to hold you back. We're not the ones trying to get in your way. We're just saying, hey, there's a standard of right and wrong, and you can get with it or not. That's just basically it. And the rest of the time, just leave us alone. You do your thing, we'll do ours. But it's them every time that's doing the separating. And I, for one, am very disappointed. Because if you go out to regular, everyday Americans, us normies, we get along. We're friends. And so I am very disappointed that states had the audacity to even have the opportunity to turn down being part of 250.
Yeah. I mean, when you watch that, though, it almost is like a completely different nation.
Yeah.
Like just attitude, pride, but also joy. Like if people like, okay, guys, I got a great idea for a commercial. We're going to dress up like founding fathers and like Revolutionary War soldiers, and we're just going to go and play wiffle ball like in a field for a commercial. Be like, that's the lamest thing ever. But it was like actually cool and fun. Where you think now, what is it, the wig?
I love the
I'm
way.
seeing Joey Clark.
You said that yesterday.
All right.
But you're right. I mean, it's sad. And I as you were talking, Abs, genuine question for everybody out there listening, watching in waiting rooms without sound. You'll get this shortly. What country in the world would you rather live in? What country in the world would be better for your rights, for your freedoms, for your individuality, for your protection? What country would that be?
We'll wait.
And yet we hate America.
And do you think, though, that some of the people are just fronting and they don't actually hate America? It's just cool to hate America right now, so they do. You think you got a bunch of fakers out there?
Well, I
Or
think
do you think some of this is genuine?
I think a big part of it is we're such a safe empire. We have no threat of anybody invading. We have no threat of everything. We are the Rome of current day. And if you don't have actual problems, you kind of make your own problems. So I don't have to fight off invaders or have to fight for my freedom. So maybe I'll just fight about, do I think I'm a girl? Or I don't know. Like maybe I'm gay. I don't know. And then like, oh, maybe I actually hate America.
Maybe you're a cat.
Wait, socialism? Like the USSR?
stupid.
That's sick. We are in a delusional, it's like the consequences of being so safe and comfortable and successful that we're fat and happy. And it's funny because like post World War II was really the last time we had an invading threat. I mean, because you think Vietnam, the war on terror, we went abroad to fight, but that was when like we got bombed. Pearl Harbor happened, and we got drawn into an actual world war. And it was post that where we were kind of reaping the benefits of like we're the greatest. And I think that that was 1976 was still the fruits of we're America. We are freaking awesome. And I think over time, as threats didn't happen, and then obviously 9/11 happened. But to remember where maybe the trend started to go towards anti-America a little bit, still not mainstream, but then 9/11 happened and it was like we were all back and united again. And Bush had like a 90-something% of approval rating because we got attacked and we realized, wait, our problems aren't us and America and whatever. We just got attacked. And it's almost like a reality check. So I hate to say it this way, but I don't even know if we had another 9/11 today, if we'd have that same reaction afterwards. Because so many of us,
We wouldn't.
we're completely different demographically, first off. But then there's so much of an anti-American sentiment. People will probably say, like the ones getting elected in New York, that 9/11 was our fault. Maybe. And then, if we get bombed by Muslims again, well, yeah, it's because we're so Islamophobic and we love Israel too much. Obviously, we got bombed. That would be the response. So I think it's mainly, honestly, the thing that started off was us being so comfortable.
Abs, I think, and you may have it, JP, too, but you printed it out. Can we talk about the numbers of Republicans, Democrats, and I hate to even break it. Let's just say Americans, people in America that actually love America and people that are proud to be American. The numbers are slipping. And then I want to talk about how do we counteract that?
I have ideas. I'm glad you asked. Yeah. Can we do that in after or before Kenneth? Because this is a very important discussion.
I've got the poll here from Gallup. I don't know if we want to go ahead and.
Yeah. Do we have time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I've got it for both of us, Allison. So I'm going to save the solution. I'm not going to say it right now. So here's the poll. Yes, I have actual paper.
She printed it.
I printed it out. A record low 58% of U.S. adults say they're extremely or very proud to be an American, down 9 percentage points from last year and 5
Whoa,
points.
whoa. 9 percentage points from last year?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. This is from June 30th of 2025 is my article. So JP may have a newer.
So for 2024. Okay.
But still down 9 percentage points and 5 points below prior to 2020. And I have a question in here after I read this. The 41% who are extremely proud is not statistically different from prior lows of 38% and 39%. But, excuse me, this is the interesting part. In addition to the 58% of U.S. adults who are extremely or very proud, 19% say they're moderately proud, 11% only a little proud, and 9% not at all proud. The combined 20% on the lower end of the pride scale essentially ties the record to 21% measured in 2020.
And I've actually got a newer one that's worse.
Okay. Oh, dear.
That's worse?
Yeah, share the worst one.
From Gallup.
Okay,
as
so
well.
that was last year, June 30th of last year, right before 4th of July last year.
Yeah. This one was June 29th, 2026. So
Okay, perfect.
Monday of this week from Gallup as well. 33% of U.S. adults say they're extremely proud to be an American, the lowest reading in Gallup's trend dating back to 2001. Another 20% say they are very proud, which means just over half of Americans expressed high levels of pride in our country. The remaining shares say they are moderately proud, 22%, only a little proud, 15%, or not at all proud, 9%. When Gallup first asked this question in 2001, 55% of U.S. adults were extremely proud to be an American. Pride surged after 9/11, with 65 to 70% of Americans expressing extreme pride through 2004. Extreme pride declined after that, but held at majority levels through 2017. Since 2018, no more than 47% of U.S. adults have said they are extremely proud. I say extremely proud over and over again.
But this is so, I don't know when it said through 2004, pride was extremely proud, high, whatever. I kind of put this downward trend at the feet of Obama when he started talking about that we just can't be exceptional anymore.
Yeah.
We should have shame. American exceptionalism is bad. I'm going to fundamentally transform America. And we're going to hate ourselves. And he achieved that.
Yeah. And also says the latest figure from a June 1st to June 15th poll is down 8 percentage points from last year. And it's tied for the largest year-over-year change in the trend, along with 2004 to 2005.
All right.
I think we have to go to a break in a minute, but when we come back,
We can go to break, or we can push this 10 minutes and come back with Kenneth at 11:10. Whichever one y'all want to do.
Let's go ahead and go to break. And then when we come back, before we get to Kenneth, I want to talk about what do we do?
I have thoughts.
Abs has thoughts.
I'd love to know what your thoughts are.
And there's another caveat of the poll about Democrats we can get into.
Oh, bless it all.
All right. So on the other side, we'll do libtard polling and how we get out of this mess. And Kenneth Pascal will be with us. We'll be right back.
Idiots, the apparatchiks in this whole deal, either we follow God or we follow them. Every single one of them will end up in that same spot eventually when they've run out of their usefulness, versus we as a country derive our usefulness and our identity from God. Like, it's a choice. This is a time for choosing. But I never forgot when I learned that story that the guy who created the guillotine and was just happily chopping heads off during the French Revolution ultimately had his chopped off as well.
What did he do?
At some point, they just start rounding up people and they're like,
Kind of like the left is going
You're
to eat its
next.
own.
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
They're all going
That's
to
how,
get their heads
and
chopped
so
off.
when these communists act like they don't know how this goes and no, trust us, this time we're going to do it differently. No, there's never any different. There's always at least between 120 million to 160 million killed by communism. And I forget how many were killed during the French Revolution, but it never ends well.
Mm-hmm.
So please, on this anniversary of America, don't forget that it's really simple what we're here for.
Yeah.
Really simple.
I do love that JD Vance and Donald Trump are talking about it and they're just calling it out like it is. I don't know what Trump's plans are for the communists. I hope it comes quickly. But they're finally using the verbiage that we've been using for a while now. They are a death cult and they are communists and they are coming for us.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether we do anything about it, we'll see.
I'll say one more quote because I love quotes. This one is, it's funny, the quote I said earlier was from John Adams. This one is from his son, John Quincy Adams. He said, quote, the transcendent glory of the American Revolution was this. It connected in one indissoluble bond the principles of civil government with the precepts of Christianity. Which
It's pretty good.
nails it all.
Yep.
Yeah, it
pretty much
does.
right there.
Yeah, it does.
Pretty good.
So, see, this is why we're all here together, because we're not going to go down without a fight. Right?
No, I mean, we're probably going to die.
But it's
Anyway.
okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna die eventually.
I mean, we are, but probably we're look, if we keep going down the path we're going,
Unless things change, and we rather change start with us right now.
wouldn't you rather die being scrappy and mouthy
Yes.
than
Being a coward and
yeah.
no, absolutely, immediately no to cowardice.
I saw the clip yesterday again of Clarence Thomas when he was going through everything he went through with his process to become a justice of the Supreme Court. And he said, he was asked by, I think it was actually Dick Durbin, a young Dick Durbin. And he said, would you still like to be a Supreme Court justice? And Clarence Thomas said, I would rather die than be removed from the process. And he said, it doesn't matter if I want to be Supreme Court justice or not. I'd rather die than have them win and have me cower and removed from the process of becoming one. He said, I don't back down from bullies. I've never liked bullies and I will not let them win. So regardless about me being a Supreme Court justice, just me letting them win and scare me from being removed from the process, I'd rather die than do that. I think that is it altogether, regardless of the fight itself, because it ultimately is God that can win the battle. We're doing our part, but it is the not being scared to quit the process of doing our part. We'd rather die than stop doing that.
Yep. That's exactly right.
And there's a reason
That's the
he's the
mission.
best Supreme Court justice.
I heard that his documentary is great and that we should watch it over the weekend.
Where is said documentary?
Sinclair, you ask a really good question.
I will Google it.
But
Oh,
this-
JP, typing cat.
JP.
Ow,
But that
hurt.
was such a good question. And maybe we would love to hear from you, your thoughts on what we think. And then what do you think the purpose of the federal government is? is the purpose of the government?
I think there are actually very, very few, but I would say the first one is to protect its citizens, to protect its people. And
And welcome back. Eating more cake, having more conversations. We're so glad to have this day with you. Remember, tomorrow we are off to celebrate with our families. Yes, we know July 4th is on Saturday, but we're going to still be off tomorrow. And we hope you are too. And then we'll be back on Monday like regular. All right. So let's finish and talk about the poll. JP dropped a little nugget before we went to break, and then perhaps some solutions to what is a massive problem.
By the way, Jonathan Barbie on the Facebook said, "Happy 250th. Y'all sure do look young for 250."
Why, thank you.
it's the
I
blonde.
was there when we signed the Declaration of Independence,
I don't think.
and
they
I still
would-
wear my powdered wig to this day.
You should.
You don't really fit in. Your wig's all coming apart. You look more like Slayer.
I'm
Was
going
it
for
Pegasus, the band.
yes, that I sure.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Yeah.
know they were a real band.
It's kind of looking like a mullet, like an English mullet.
I kind of look like if Axl Rose was Alexander Hamilton.
I ship it though.
Yes. Yeah. When we get to the poll.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pull up the poll numbers because there's a part of this poll, pride at new low points among Democrats and independents. Throughout the trend, Republicans have been more likely than Democrats and independents to say they are proud to be an American. Even when Republican pride dipped during President Joe Biden's administration, Republicans remain the most likely of three groups to express extreme pride. The partisan divide persists and has been larger the past 2 years with Donald Trump as president. Currently, 70% of Republicans, 28% of independents, and 14% of Democrats say they are extremely proud to be an American.
14%.
14%, 70% of Republicans, 14% of Democrats, and 28% of independents, which is crazy. But 14% of Democrats say they're extremely proud to be an American. It says,
Then go somewhere.
Just
go.
What's crazy is apparently the percentage of Democrats who are extremely proud to be an American was actually lower in 2019, with Trump's presidency at 22. So it's not even the worst it's been under a Trump presidency. That was Democrats and independents. So yeah, Democrat has gone down from 22 in 2019 under Trump's presidency to 14% today during Trump's presidency.
So what would these people say? Did they say why they weren't? I mean, did they list things off?
No, there's no list off for our explanation. And also
no list of grievances.
Declines in
Good.
extreme pride were the steepest amongst women.
Of course, women, come on.
Extreme pride has fallen sharply among women since last year, down 13% or 13 points to 26%, while men are essentially unchanged at 42%.
Well, I can tell you some of the reasons why, but where you get your information really matters. And women, because we are emotional, we are collectivist thinkers. And so when one thinks this way, the others do. But I would suggest to you, if you ask them, because I pay attention to some of my liberal friends and what they're putting out, is they pretend like they don't have rights. But if you drill down on the rights, they're like, well, trans rights. Or if you, like I saw one on Father's Day that made me want to either laugh or vomit. I'm not sure. Happy Father's Day to all fathers except the men who voted to take away their daughters' rights. What does that even mean? Are you talking about abortion rights? Because it sounds like you are. But you can still procure an abortion. You can even get some pills in the mail. So I don't know where you're going with that if you think that. And gay pride, I mean, if you say that you can't celebrate, of course you can. There's like not just a month. There's so much. We're just against the government telling you what you have to do and what you can't do. But I really am interested in finding out what reasons that they would have, because right along with that is the studies that you and I have talked about the women who say, liberal women specifically, in polling are the ones most likely to be diagnosed as being depressed or having some sort of mental illness going on. Like that, those are just the numbers.
Yeah.
But I just wonder what they would say to the, well, what rights don't you have that you think you should?
I almost am to the point where I don't think you can even reason with them, because their arguments, and I imagine what they would say, don't even make rational sense. It's kind of like they don't even want to see reality. So my head goes, okay, forget them. I really think they have a demonic veil over their eyes, their ears, their hearts, their minds. That
In Romans, you mean? That they were given over to delusion?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where we are.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So, in the few minutes we have before Kenneth joins us, forget them.
Okay.
I think, but God, I don't know how they come around. In the meantime, we're called to still preach truth and hope and goodness and appreciate where we are. How do we do that?
Number one, we become people of the book again, because that's the lens through which we view everything. Number one, 86% of us have Bibles in the home, but we don't actually read them. I think it's like 18% of the people read them. I'm being very serious. If you go back to our founding documents and our founding fathers, and you look at what they read, they knew the Bible backwards and forward. It infused everything they did like a good cup of tea. That's number one. Number two,
I like what you did there.
see, we also need to make sure that we are going back to original documents, original sources. Stop taking everybody else's word for it and read or listen to books. But we have to have an accurate history. You can't know what you don't know if you don't even know that the history that your children are taught in school is inaccurate. It's authored by a guy named Howard Zinn, who was a sexually depraved communist, Marxist, who rewrote history in his own image with his own agenda. So the kids are being fed hot garbage, and they are accepting it as what's true. I think this is absolutely filtering in to the reason why many liberals say they're not proud of America. They were never even given an accurate history in the first place. Go look up the book called Debunking Howard Zinn. It is incredibly important. So we need accurate history. If you want to listen to somebody who's phenomenal, his name is George Grant, and listening to him has changed my whole perspective. You can find him on Canon Plus, but you can also just type in George Grant, and he has the series called The Modernity Lectures. George Grant. He's in Nashville, Tennessee. Unbelievable. Then beyond that, that means you and I have to be involved in our school boards. That means you and I have to read the civics books, the history books. We have to hand them. Oh, wait, that means we need books. Put down the Chromebooks, go back to the books. But this is where we come in, and we make sure that accurate history is taught. And how do we know? We pick up the book and we read it. And what we have in Alabama schools right now, not accurate, because our kids are coming out and they don't know history. And then beyond that, we also have to go back to logic and reasoning. We've got to stop with all the SEL-CRT, also hot garbage, and get back into teaching kids how to think, how to reason, and how to make good judgments for themselves, because then they go from being what Rockefeller wanted was good workers. We need good thinkers, because if you're a good thinker, you'll be able to recognize, wait a second, that's not true. So those are the things, those are my thoughts on how we get out of it. We can get out of it. It's just going to take some severe determination.
That was way deeper than what I was thinking. I was thinking you put out.
It's a cake.
It's really, really good. I was just going with like you put out 100 flags in front of your house, and then you wear all the garb, and you've got the dealy boppers that have the American flags on them, and you wear this T-shirt everywhere you go. And I mean, that really is the first thing I thought. You just are obnoxiously proud. But the deeper part of that is, don't fall into the trap of going along with the narrative that America's bad. We have some bad things that happen in our history. Let's go through Europe. And I mean, even back to the Bible, some
Mm.
really bad things happened. It's called humanity. You don't excuse it, but you don't stick there, and you move on and you learn from it. And so be proud of America. There may be some things we need to work on still. But like, don't fall into the trap at a dinner talking about bashing America.
Mm.
You live in the greatest country in the world. You don't become a world superpower in a short 250 years by being like everybody else and being average. Don't take that for granted. And so I think you just like, I might wear this t-shirt. I don't know. I might wear the wig all weekend.
You don't know. Like, you
I
don't know
will.
what we're going to do.
I think that would set, if people would go, wait, what is this? We have come a long way.
Mm.
We stood for goodness.
We did. And just, may I just throw this in here as I know there were some really bad things that happened. Okay. But we righted that ship and we're doing our very best. So we acknowledge that. But for me, for some people, not all, it really ends up being the progressive liberals that really over and over and over again, and they don't even have an accurate history about what happened with MLK, for example, or moving forward. But for all of us, we don't like it when our spouse remembers something for 10 years in a row, do we? Like the fight that you're having today,
Yikes.
you go back into history and you remember that backwards fight, and you don't want that done to you. And yet we're still doing that when it comes to parts of our history that we're ashamed of. No, we righted that ship and we're still doing our best to continue to do our best. So there's that as well, because I get tired of that. You don't want to be treated that way. Don't do that to our country either.
I can't imagine a better person to bring on right now to talk about this and why we should be proud of Alabama and proud of America than State Representative Kenneth Pascal, who's a friend. Look at that. He's got the American flag. He's got his 250 hat on. He is ready to go. Kenneth, thank you for being with us. I can't believe we haven't had you on before now.
So happy.
I know. I do. I
Sorry.
forgive you.
Thank you.
But thank you for having me on today. I think this is the perfect time to have a discussion. I've been enjoying the show all morning, so thank you again for having me.
We should have given you a wig last night. You could have worn a wig.
Yeah.
I
Some
hate
puppy
that.
sleeves.
Oh yeah, and you didn't need the hairnet either. You and JP are hairnet free. Okay, so it was great to see you last night and appreciate you coming on because I know you're super busy with what's your official title? Are you the chairman of the 250 Commission of Alabama's celebration of the greatest country in the world?
I'm the vice chair of the Alabama, it's called America's USA Semi-Quincentennial Alabama Commission. So short words, Alabama 250 Commission. I'm the vice chair.
Who's the chair?
Our chair is Senator Arthur Orr. He's up in Madison, Huntsville area.
Yeah. Okay, good.
And so our commission consists of, I think, like 11 committee members. And but we have a staff at the American Village.
Oh dear.
You think he got a call?
He did get a call.
Probably got a call.
It's Kenneth. He got a call because he's very busy celebrating America.
I want to ask him. I think he's at American Village today.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have a ton of other things planned, even throughout the week. He was telling us last night, we saw him at the Algop crawfish boil, which we haven't talked about. God, it got rained out. They did such a good job.
I'm telling you what. And then the skies opened up. You can't help that.
It stunk. They had the coolest, light 250 America. They had a band. They had crawfish. They had tents. They had Ernie Yarbrough played bagpipes last night. We missed that.
We missed the bagpipes.
Yeah.
Kenneth's back.
Kenneth's back.
Sweet. Okay.
But,
Yes, I followed your instructions. Place your phone on do not disturb, but a call still came through somehow. I think
You're very important. Okay.
It's probably a special do not disturb.
it was probably like President Trump. And I need your help. So you were saying, what does the commission do? And how long have you been preparing things? What do you have planned for the rest of the week? What can Alabama participate in?
Well, the commission, we've been planning for 2 years now. And the goal is to educate, engage, and unite. That's the theme. And our commission consists of, we have 5 committees, including our school, our education. I think that's what the biggest success we had is our education committee, which include, we have over 500 schools in the state of Alabama. That's they're an official semi-quincentennial school, meaning they pledged to teach the kids this past school term about our independence and the freedoms we have. The goal was 250 schools, but we have over 500, which is great. And then we have another subcommittee, honor our veterans. So the goal was make sure we honor our men and women each and every day. We cannot really celebrate our freedoms unless we first acknowledge and celebrate our men and women that give us this freedom that we enjoy each and every day. So that's been going on for about 2 years. And so we have over 100 cities throughout the state of Alabama that's designated as a semi-quincentennial or America 250 city. So the 4 cities I represent in Shelby County, for example, Pelham, Helena, Alabaster, and Montevallo, each one is a America 250 school. I'm sorry, America 250 city. So as you come through the city, you see flags, banners throughout the highway, and pretty much every month they've been doing something to celebrate our country and our freedoms. And so each city throughout the state is doing their own independence celebration. And we just gave them tools on our website, america250al.org, where they can pull down toolkits. And going back to our school system, we have over 30 states throughout the country that have visited our website and downloaded our education toolkits, which is great. We went to a national conference last year, and some states was not going to participate, but those some of those same states have visited our website and downloaded the toolkits to help educate their students. So that's great. And I heard you guys earlier talk about this is his time to celebrate. We do have a past. We have to capture that. But because of the past, we can live today, enjoy the freedoms, and then also look into the future. Part of our committee is to inspire the next generation. So how are we doing that? We give them tools, educating our students, our communities about the freedoms we have. And the big celebration, 2 day celebration on July the 3rd and 4th, is at the American Village here in Shelby County. The governor designated the American Village as the capital celebration for the entire state. They normally have a traditional 1 day celebration, but we're going to have a 2 day celebration. And we just want to invite people to come out tomorrow. You have a lot of fun activities. The theme is Celebrate Alabama. And so we're going to really just want to promote Made in Alabama. You have an eating contest. I know, Allison, you probably looking forward to that. As far as ice cream now, ice cream.
Oh,
I'm for
and
that.
so
Abs is our sweet tooth for sure
Yeah,
too.
big time
But
sweet tea.
yeah.
so how do you enter in for the ice? Who's making the ice cream?
Well, once again, we highlight Made in Alabama. So we have Bluebell ice cream. So there will be we'll be showcasing that. Also, Connecticut sauces. We have eating competition there also. So you can visit Sweet Home 250 website. So sweethome250.com, and all the information there. You can sign up. We still need have um, slots for people to come and compete. But also we have I think like 14 different musicians coming out. They have 2 stages each day, and so doors open at 11, close at 10 at night, and then of course on July the 4th it's our big celebration. And I think it was early this year we did a ribbon cutting at the American Village for the Independence Hall. So it's going to be really special this year. And we have our F-35s coming out of Montgomery doing a flyover,
Oh,
and we just going to just celebrate. And because we do live in the greatest country out there. And I shared with someone last night. I was born in Tuskegee, grew up in a little small town called Elected, Alabama, and I was learn how to work hard early on. Served this great nation for 21 years in the Army, now serving the state legislature. And I share that because that is my American story. So we all have a story. So we're just going to celebrate. And so this is great. I tell you, all places we can live in, America is the greatest place to live in.
So, for people who may not know yet, and it's hard to believe, but maybe they don't, can you quickly tell people what American Village is and what community it's located in? Because I bet they're all like, wait, I want to go there for the 3rd and 4th.
Yes. Okay. As far as American Village, it's the home of our celebration this year, but every single day, they're they are located in Shelby County in Montevallo, and their role is to teach. As we celebrate one day, they teach every day our freedoms, our liberties. They have reenactments for us, the signing of the Declaration of Independence. So it's just a great tool, a resource to have, not just for our high school and elementary school students. It's for everyone. I'm not crazy about mandates, but I think every elected official in the state of Alabama should go visit the American Village, because it just teaches you about the freedoms and our responsibilities to preserve those freedoms. And then right next door to the American Village is our national cemetery, which they American Village is teaching about our freedoms, and then we have a straight line of sight as far as why we can enjoy those freedoms, because of our men and women that's laid to rest next door to the national cemetery.
Mm. Mm.
Kenneth, we've been friends for a while, so I feel like I can say this, but in case people haven't noticed, Kenneth is Black
I know.
and he loves America.
I know.
Yeah.
And what do you say to the people? We were just talking about the numbers coming out of the Democratic Party, how embarrassed they are to be in America, how they hate what they're living in. And I know you were the first Black Republican to be elected to the Alabama legislature. What do you say to the people that look at you and say, you're on the wrong side, you should hate America and you don't have hair, but you should have blue hair and be out here hating America with us? What do you say to them?
Yeah. Well, I think that's a small number of people that think that way. The problem, they have a microphone. And so what I would share to them and everyone is that as we celebrate our 250 years of our independence, we have to capture the past, particularly look at our 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. The 13th Amendment, being abolishment of slavery. The 14th, equal protection under the law, and then 15 is for a black man be able to vote. And so how that function today, as you mentioned, I serve as great nation, I serve in the state legislature, and moving forward is we got to teach our kids to capture the past. We had an issue, but we have the Declaration of Independence, where it was structured. It allowed us to maneuver through that turbulence and learn from our past. And so my message to the people that don't want to celebrate, to those individuals that do not want to think America is bad. We have people coming, trying to get into our country every single day for a reason, because we are the best place to live. We do have freedoms and opportunities. As I mentioned earlier, my story, been born in Tuskegee, raised and neglected. The third thing I shared was I learned how to work hard early on. So if you do that, the opportunities is numerous here in our country. And so I just want to encourage people to don't listen to the media. Have conversations just like we have it now, and we all have a story. We want to capture, acknowledge the past, but we cannot continue to live in the past. And most of those people that are elected officials that's saying negative things about our state, if every single one is very successful. So I really frown upon those individuals that's successful and then trying to tell people in their community that they cannot be successful. But one thing as a country, one thing as a party, as a Republican Party, we are the party that's open to all. And like I said, I'm living proof of that.
Amen.
It's good.
It's a good word.
Before we go, give us the website one more time where people can go check out and find out all the things happening around the state for this upcoming, what did you say? It's a cinquentennial bicameral vote.
Yes, America 250.
big time. We're going. Where can they find
Yeah.
all the American 250 things that are happening in Alabama?
Yeah, but is it Sweet Home Alabama? Well, Sweet Home 250. So
Sweet Home.
sweethome250.com.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all your hard work. I didn't realize y'all have been doing this for 2 years.
Yes.
If we weren't going to be out of town,
You'd be there.
totally be there. Yes, I'm on my American history journey. Probably need to go. Does American Village do adult tours?
Yes, I think
Okay.
they really need.
Don't have to
Yes.
be in 5th grade to go.
No. You can just go.
Okay, we need to go. We'll wear our wigs.
Okay.
It'll be awesome. Kenneth can take us.
Now,
Thank you. For being
Casey,
here.
Allison, do you have a wig on?
This is my hair.
Oh, you missed our. Well,
You
we took
missed
our
our
wigs off.
wigs.
We were getting hot.
We had George
Sir.
Washington wigs, but then
Yeah.
we started. We'll bring you one so you can have hair. Yeah, we
I
had
know.
just like JP.
Okay, JP, he's representing. I like that. That's
Yeah, yeah.
good.
But underneath he looks like you.
Yep, exactly.
Yep. Yeah, we should get Kenneth one so he can wear it at American Village all weekend.
And then we'll do the next we need to do is go on a tour with him and then do a video about it.
oh,
Yeah.
I've got
That's a
plans.
great
I got
idea.
plans, guys.
Okay. We're going to do that. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it. Have a great 4th of July. Go America.
Thank you and happy birthday, America.
There you go. Happy birthday. It's always so correct.
He's so correct. What a great guy.
Do I look like I have on a wig?
No,
It was a joke.
he was kidding. He's kidding.
I would like some ice cream and sausage.
I know. Those two go together beautifully.
I would
actually.
do that. I could do the Kaneka. You do the ice cream.
Although I don't like
contest.
the egg and the ice cream. I like more the whipped cream. Do you have the
It's
ice cream recipe?
Bluebell. No, it's,
Oh, but it's Blue-
yeah,
that's
it's
right, they weren't
Bluebell.
making
You don't
it.
have to. No,
I'll take all the
I thought it
Bluebell.
was like at
Make
home
your-
ice cream where
Yeah.
everybody was going to get listeria.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I go
No.
Bluebell all day.
You covered. All right, we'll be back with story time from our founding fathers. We'll be back.
We are joined by election integrity expert, Dr. Douglas Frank. We're thrilled to have him back with us. This time, we have a little more time for him to lay out just exactly what's going on, and what he has to share will blow your mind. Welcome.
Great to be with you ladies again. That was a fun interview last time, so I'm glad to be back.
It was fun. And now we have more time to dig in. When you left last time, we both looked at each other and were like, oh my word, because for years we've been told that Alabama is the gold standard in election integrity. And apparently we have some things we can work on.
Every state says they're the gold standard. It's like I think all the secretaries of states get together in some conference and say, let's all agree we're all the gold standard or something like that.
Yeah. Well, tell
Seems like it.
us a little bit about yourself before we really get into some of the data and the things that you've discovered. How did you get started in this? What is your background?
Sure. I'm a physicist. I was in the lab for 40 years, basically. And when I came out of the lab, I was like, what happened to my country? And what really brought me out was COVID. It was the COVID pandemic. I was teaching at a special school for high IQ kids. And one of my kids was a Chinese exchange student from Wuhan. And in November of 2019, I was teaching differential equations class, and he said, Dr. Frank, can we learn how to model epidemics? And so I began teaching how to model epidemics in December of 2019. And then the Wuhan epidemic took off and we modeled it. And then I was modeling it in America. So everybody got to know me across the country because of my COVID modeling. I was modeling every country, every county in the country, and 30 countries, and I had like 150,000 people coming to my websites every week to how many people are going to die this week in our county. I mean, it seems morbid, but it's all mathematical. Epidemics are mathematical things. And so that kind of brought me into the public eye. I was in the public eye once before because I was nominated for a Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1990 for one of my discoveries that got on the cover of Science and Nature and things like that. So
What did you discover?
Yeah. Well, you can't leave us hanging
Yeah,
like that.
mean,
I didn't
just
need to do that to you. Sorry
casually.
about that. Well, I figured out a way to make three-dimensional images of molecules, and it's
Okay.
the first time anybody had done that. And so it looks cool. So it looks good on covers of magazines, and brought me a lot of attention for about a year, I was traveling the world teaching people how I figured that out, and then I left academics in 1996 because it was too political for me. It was disgusting to me. I didn't like it.
You were ahead of the curve.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, truly.
In 1996, we thought the world was great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I was in Cincinnati too, and Mark Twain wrote about Cincinnati. He said, when the end of the world comes, he wants to be in Cincinnati because everything happens there 10 years later.
it's true. I had family who lived in Cincinnati. That's a great place.
Oh, yeah. And it was a great place for me to raise my kids and everything. And I'm still out there in the country. We moved further out in the country now. So I have a lab out there. That's where I'd be right now, being a physicist out in the country, except that then the election happened and Mr. Lindell discovered me, and then Mr. Trump. And so it's like now I've been thrust into this debate on elections. And I guess one of the next big thing was that when Pennsylvania did their audit, Doug Mastriano asked for an audit at the end of November of 2020. I was brought in as one of the 6 people that did their state audit because I'm a numbers guy, and they knew I was a numbers guy because they'd seen my COVID stuff. So that's really what thrust me in. Then Mr. Lindell discovered he made a documentary about me called Scientific Proof. It was his second documentary. And then Trump featured me at his first rally after he was out of office in Wellington, Ohio. So suddenly tens of millions of people knew who I was, and everybody was saying, Dr. Frank, come help us, come help us. And here I am. Although in those days, we thought it was just going to be a 6-month job.
Yeah.
All we have to do is show everybody what's going on, and everybody's going to go, oh, no, we have a problem. I got to fix it. That's what we thought. And I spent most of 2021 meeting with secretaries of states, AGs, hacking into their elections right in front of their faces, showing them that they were not the gold standard they thought they were. And it was quite a eye-opener for me. I mean, when I'm a scientist, to me, you set up an experiment, you get the evidence, you present the evidence, and everybody goes, okay, now we do this. I was just assuming if I show everybody the evidence, that they would react accordingly.
Why don't they react accordingly?
I think there are multiple reinforcements of the current system. The first one is the oldest story ever. Since when does government relinquish power to the people? Governments centralize power. And right now in our country, the elections in every state are centrally controlled. They've been steadily, incrementally over about the last 25 years, just become centralized. Your own local clerks don't control or do anything anymore. They think they do, but they don't. And so that's a strong motivation. Also, it centralizes the outcomes of your elections. I said electrons. You put me in science mode there for a minute, and so because I was using.
No one blames you.
You want to go back to simpler times. I get it.
Yeah. I mean, I since I was a boy, I read Wrinkle in Time when I was in 3rd grade, and ever since then, I've wanted to have my own physics lab in the country. I do, and that's where I'd be. But except my country went away, and so I have to. I'm a patriot. I have to fight for my country. You can't. There are people dying for the freedoms we have, and I think it's our civic duty to step up and do our job. I mean, think about it. All these years, I got to get government funding and scholarships to do all this great science work. It's like I'm a blessed life. So it's my turn of duty, my turn to help.
Before we dig into Alabama numbers and kind of what you're finding here, give us an overview because you travel the country.
Yes.
You meet with lots of different groups in different states. Nationally, what are you seeing? Are we trending in the right direction? Are we making headway on a national scale? And then let's drill down and talk about what's going on in Alabama.
I think the first principle people need to understand is that there isn't one legislature in this country that wants election reform. There isn't one.
Now it's story time. Friends, I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair, and he's JP. And our families are arguing over who gets the cake. Don't worry, friends. We're dividing it up. So I just wanted to let you know that
It's really
Heavenly Sweets.
Yes, I'll find the exact Instagram handle.
And you can message Heavenly Sweets.
Heavenly.sweets_.
Heavenly.sweets_. I'm telling you.
She's in Birmingham.
You want some of her desserts. Okay, that's all. But we're dividing it up. No worries. No, my kids have invited them. They haven't invited themselves. I'm cooking dinner for everybody tonight. So they're wondering if part of this cake is coming home with me.
There's
all right.
plenty left.
It's story time. awesome interview with Kenneth Pascal. We hope that you maybe will be able to find time to get out to American Village in Montevallo. It's well worth your time to go. But right now we're going to do some trivia, but we're really going to start with good stories from our founding, perhaps our favorite founder, little bits of history that we've learned along the way. And then, of course, we'll end the day as we always do. But there's not a lot of time to get all this in, and we're going to do our best.
Yeah, can we do favorite founder and why, and then favorite story?
Yes. Yes.
So that, yeah.
Okay, who would like to go first?
Gosh. You're gonna put me to sleep. We've been out late the past few nights.
I know.
My favorite founding father, as of right now, and I don't know many of them because I'm late to the American history game. Shameful. Has to be Thomas Jefferson. Because he just declared there is no more negotiating with the Barbary pirates. I would like to kill you all. And I'm starting a navy to do it. And I think that is based. He also loved his wife and his daughters.
Wow.
All right, let's go one by one. Favorite founding father and why, and then circle around. Circle around on story.
Okay. Like another story, because I've got a good story after my favorite founder. Is that permissible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that wasn't my story.
Oh, that wasn't your. Okay, good.
So your
All right.
favorite founding
Okay,
father.
look, friends. My favorite founder rotates, but I was trying to find a founder from where I was born, which is Pennsylvania. Okay, and this guy's name was Governor Morris.
She had to be special.
Well, I just wanted to keep it, Also, I asked my husband things. He was a delegate to the Constitutional Convention in 1787, but he was the most recorded from the founders. He delivered 173 speeches.
No way.
Yes.
Never even heard of it.
I know. This is why I'm dishing this out and serving it to you today.
Good for you, Alice.
So just a couple of funny things, but he is known. This is what blew my mind, and this is what catapulted him into my favorite spot. He's known as the penman of the Constitution.
Does that mean he had
Well-
to quill all of that?
Oh, I don't know, but I'll tell you. Despite his reputation as a colorful, peg-legged aristocrat, his contemporaries noted that his frequent interventions in blunt debates, which we respect here, did the most to shape the executive branch and national identity. Also, with the preamble, Morris independently reorganized the document into 7 articles and wrote the immortal opening words, "We the people
Go
of the United States of America." And you will all appreciate why this guy is my guy. He was one of the only delegates who passionately and directly spoke out against slavery during the convention, calling it a nefarious institution.
Not William Morris. What was his first name?
Well, you can call him Governor Morris. And do I have his first name? No, of course not.
It may be William.
I don't know. There's a Dickinson who signed the founding documents, but I don't think that we're related.
That's a cigarette.
Governor Morris. I'll find his name now. Okay, JP.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
My favorite founding father.
Thank you. Yes, you need to lull us to sleep.
Well, if you could not tell by the portrait behind me, my favorite, and I hate to be generic and stereotypical, however, my favorite founding father would be that of George Washington, but for not the reasons that others may say George Washington is their favorite. Not because he was the first president, not because he's on the quarter, not because he's got a cool name, but because he single-handedly won us our revolution. Because the Jeffersons, the Adams, those were brilliant men. However, they needed a man's man to go out and beat the British and to achieve it physically. And whether it was crossing the firs in Delaware on Christmas Day, or whether it was suffering through the harsh winters, and he had to go to Continental Congress and convince them to not give up because they were like, we're done. we're not going to do this anymore. He was the one that actually made it happen. And they were ready to crown him king after such a remarkable victory. And he said, no, I'm not going to. As a matter of fact, after 2 terms, I'm going to leave and go home. And everybody was like, oh, George. He had the most remarkable achievement and then went home on top. And we would not have America without George Washington single-handedly.
Here, here. Cheers.
I like this.
I do too. Could we put our head down?
It's like a nice break in the madness.
It's true.
Shall we tell our favorite stories?
Yes.
Mine is very, very long.
That's okay.
That's all right, tell-
Mine is kind of long too.
Mine is just
Okay, what do we want to go from shortest to longest?
Are we going to do it to the music?
Do we want to?
I'm kind of getting tired.
Okay.
Just made me want to go to sleep.
No, we can go.
And we can do it in our normal voice.
Okay.
No, let's
Whatever
go to
you want.
shortest to longest.
Okay, good.
Oh, okay.
you sure?
That requires my
I
Glasses.
think it'll go Amy.
She
Beth,
got to
me.
get her glasses.
I got to get my glasses. This is thank you to. Do I look like the guy from? Oh my word!
yes.
The hats and the glasses.
Yes, Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
We
Excellent.
Excellent.
we both
You do.
we both do.
Haha. All right. I
Swing.
mentioned this in the newsletter, but there's this group that were dubbed the Black Robe Regiment. And the British were the ones who dubbed them the Black Robed Regiment. And we learned about it on Sunday, but I had to go do a little more digging. So Pastor Dan Fisher is the one who explores the remarkable and often forgotten role that pastors played in securing the religious and civil liberties that we enjoy today. And basically, he founded the Black Robe Regiment ministry. But what we learned about on Sunday and all of the things that I printed out were not there. But you have, first of all, Pastor Peter Mullenberg, who was the one we learned about at our TPUSA conference.
Yes. That had the pistols.
That's actually a separate person.
Okay.
So this guy,
I bet they were friends.
they were probably besties. This guy had his black clerical robe on, and then at the end of the sermon, threw it off to reveal a military uniform underneath, challenged the men of his church to join in the fight, and they did. I think every single one of them did. And they left from church to go and fight in the Revolutionary War. You have another pastor who preached in Boston that it is our job to battle against tyranny. Another pastor who later became a chaplain of the military preached with 2 pistols on either side of his pulpit to protect him from assassination. Many of these pastors, most of them were Presbyterian. Sorry, I got to give a shout out to my people. Tulip is my ride or die. Reformed is my ride or die. But these were the men who, and there were many, many more. And if you want to look into it, it's called the Black Robed Regiment. And you can look into their names and their lives. But they were pastors, not just asking, but leading the way for their men to also follow them into battle because they believed America was worth fighting for. And I merely juxtapose the Black Robe Regiment against the soft, silly, weak, cowardly people who are telling us today that we don't need to be involved. This is somebody else's job. Just sit home and let them work it out. Whereas before, we wouldn't be a country, not only if it weren't for our founding fathers, but if it weren't for our Black Robe Regiment, the men of the cloth leading the way. And we believe that's exactly what we need to get back to.
Hear, hear.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
I
good.
yield my time.
Well, my favorite story comes from the Revolutionary War itself. This is one that doesn't get as much attention as I feel like it should. It's the story of Henry Knox transporting the artillery from Fort Ticonderoga to Boston in the winter of 1776. Have y'all heard this story?
No.
So
It's exciting.
on December 5th, 1775, Henry Knox arrived at Fort Ticonderoga to embark on one of the most challenging operations of the American Revolution. Over 5 days at Ticonderoga, Knox directed the work of Continental soldiers to consolidate, load, and transport a total of 59 cannons, mortars, howitzers, along with gunflints and lead, weighing nearly 60 tons. This material was desperately needed by the Continental Army outside of Boston. From Ticonderoga, Knox began a 300-mile journey over the Hudson Valley, the frozen spine of New England, and into history. So the situation, England had Boston, obviously, and we were trying to push them out of Boston, but we had no way to do that without said artillery. And it was such an impossible and insane mission that, like, I guess Washington didn't even expect that it would be done. And
Did Knox like volunteer to do it?
I believe he did. I'd have to look up if Knox himself volunteered or if Washington ordered him to. But Henry Knox, he was 25. He was assigned, I'm reading here, when assigned to the task by General George Washington, Knox was a bookseller by trade. What he lacked in formal education, he made up for with a passion for military service. So he was not like one of the top of the class, like at West Point sort of guys. He's a self-taught engineer outside of Boston, and Knox drew the attention of revolutionary leaders such as John Adams and Washington, who recognized his talent and energy. Says on May 10th, 1775, when the Americans seized Ticonderoga, they had the objective of turning the fort's artillery against Boston. But they had to get the guns, obviously, in the winter, December 5th, 1775, to come through the treacherous winter with 60 tons of artillery.
That's a lot.
Is insane. But Henry Knox pulled it off, and what ended up happening was a evacuation of Boston by the British without even a gun being fired. So this happened, and overnight, the artillery was set up that wasn't there before. There was actually like hay bales to protect because the Americans were on a higher position. I don't remember the name of it. It was let's see. I'm trying to remember the name of the mountain that Dorchester Heights. The Americans were on Dorchester Heights and Boston was below. So we had the high ground and we had the artillery set up, and there was even hay bales down to where we could safely get to them without them shooting at us. Like, the British woke up the next morning and were stunned by how much was done overnight with the artillery, the hay bales and such. And they realized they were checkmated pretty much and left. Now they did end up leaving and then coming back and kicking our butt at the Battle of Long Island. But that victory alone was the first major victory of the Revolution. And it wouldn't have happened if Ticonderoga didn't go, 300 miles with 60 tons of artillery cannon in December in New England with all that weather and such. Insane.
Would we call Henry Knox based?
He was based. He was lit. He was
Crunk.
He was crunk.
And
if you look
if
you look at a picture of him too, he did pull up. He was not a very he was a kind of husky figure.
Husky.
What's funny?
Portly.
picture.
Was he a biggin?
That means he was
He's a biggin.
He was.
I mean, back then, that's a big. Well, was this? Nope, that was.
Are we
thinking of
still
Henry
wearing-
VIII. Oh, he's a big boy. He's a big old boy.
I think they called that rotund.
I do believe they were
He's a
rotund,
bit rotund,
portly. He's a portly fellow.
but that's what made him make it through the winter.
Yes, maybe that's why.
Absolutely.
Well
Washington
done.
said, "Get the husky fella. Perhaps he can do it." But yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of, I think, the lesser told stories of remarkable journey that we wouldn't have had our first victory at Boston without it. So
Probably a huge morale booster.
Is Knox County in TN named after him? Probably.
Fort Knox is named after him.
Knoxville.
Yeah.
You people took him seriously.
Yeah.
Duh.
Remember, I'm new to history. I don't know.
We're going to say yes.
Can you Google that?
Let's see.
I'm saying yes.
Oops.
Henry, it has to be. What
Henry.
other Knox is there?
Knoxville is named after, yes, Henry Knox.
Look at that.
The city was renamed to Knoxville in 1791, by territorial governor William Blount, who was Knox's immediate superior.
Yeah.
Ooh, what was it Knoxville originally called, by the way, before we get to Storytown with Al?
Libtown.
Ah,
Uniontown.
Rocky Top,
Yuck. White's Fort.
White's Fort.
When American settler
Oh.
James White established a homestead there in 1786, but it was renamed to Knoxville to honor
Yeah.
Henry Knox.
They didn't teach us American history in that Uniontown I grew up in,
No, they didn't. They didn't.
which is why I'm having to learn it over again. And okay, so I ended up ordering the box set of Brian Kilmeade's books. He has one on, I finished George Washington and the Secret Six, the Spy Ring. The second one is Thomas Jefferson and the Tripoli Pirates. And then there's one on Andrew Jackson and one on Sam, somebody.
Oh, that guy,
Yeah.
Sam.
Sam. Come on.
Samuel Adams.
No, it's
No, the
it's
Texas
one
guy.
in Texas.
Sam
the
Houston.
university-
Sam
Ah,
Houston.
Sam Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, Texas guy. So let me set the scene, and this is applicable to today. I about fell out of the chair when I was reading this because the conversations that John Adams and Thomas Jefferson are having right now at the start of the book about how to handle the Barbary pirates, which are the Muslims. They were part of the Ottoman Empire, and here's what's happened. Well, we started teabagging in England in 1773. Okay, Boston Tea Party. We're like, we've had enough. 1776, we declare our independence, and we are on our way. It starts the war. In 1787, the Constitution is signed in Independence Hall. Here we go. 1789, George Washington is sworn in as president in Federal Hall. And that's awesome because we have our independence. We are solidly a nation. But what's bad is that we're no longer protected on the seas by even the French were helping us for a while. And then after they got their we hate you, England, butt kicking in, they kind of deserted. They were just using us. And at the same time, Britain did the same. They're like, look, y'all wanted independence. You're on your own now. So we're not going to protect you as you're crossing. And so this whole thing of issue came up with the Barbary pirates and the Ottoman and the Muslims. They would just go attack these American ships crossing and take all the Americans prisoners. And they lived for years on these horrendous boats. Okay. This is, I'm going to read. I'm not a great reader. I hated reading in school. Stick with me because this whole conversation, what happens with John Adams and Thomas Jefferson is so good. Sitting in the London house, John Adams and Thomas Jefferson discussed the idea of a negotiation that might break the impasse with the Barbary pirates. Adams had a new reason to hope that the Barbary rulers could be reasoned with, and the two ministers set about deciding upon the right approach. A few weeks earlier, Adams had made an unannounced visit to the Barbary state of Tripoli's ambassador, freshly arrived in London. To Adams' surprise, the bearded Sidi Haji, we're just going to call him Ab. He has a long Islamic what name. But Sidi Ab, had welcomed him warmly. Seated in front of a roaring fire, with two servants in attendance, they smoked tobacco from great pipes with 6-foot-long stems, fit for a walking cane. Adams had promptly written Jefferson, "It is a long time since I took a pipe, but we smoked in awful pomp, reciprocating whiff for whiff until coffee was brought in." Adams made a strong impression on the Tripolitans. Observing his expertise with the Turkish smoking device, an attendant praised his technique. "Sir, you are a Turk." Ab returned Adams' visit 2 days later, and Adams decided his new diplomatic acquaintance was a benevolent and wise man with whom the United States could do business. Let's pause. Think about what's happening in our communities with the Muslims moving in. Let's think about President Trump negotiating with Iran. Adams hanging out with this Ab guy, Muslim, for a while was like, no, I find him quite nice. We smoked pipes. We had a great time. He was very hospitable. We can do business. He believed that Ab might help broker an arrangement between the United States and the other Barbary nations, bringing an end to the capture of American merchantmen. Now reunited with his friend and fellow American, he shared his plan with Jefferson and invited him to join the conversation. On a blustery March day, Adams, Jefferson, and Abe convened at the house of the Tripolitan envoy. The conversation began as an improvised mix of broken French and Italian, as the Tripolitan envoy spoke little English. This discussion was cordial, and Adams and Jefferson began to believe the solution was in sight. When the talk turned to money, however, the bubble of optimism soon exploded. So what the Barbary pirates were doing was just charging each nation a sum of money to allow them passage through. So they're thinking they're just going to negotiate like every other country does. Jefferson had researched the sums paid as tribute by European countries, including Denmark, Sweden, and Portugal, so he knew the going rate. But the gold Abe demanded that day was beyond the reach of the United States. A perpetual peace with Tripoli would cost some 30,000 English guineas, the equivalent of roughly $120,000. And that was not counting a 10% gratuity. Of course, Abe has to get paid for his negotiating skills. And that amount only bought one of the 4 Barbary states. To buy peace would cost, with the other nations, would cost even more. And it goes on to say that Congress had already authorized an $80,000 payment. But anyway, although he now despaired of an easy solution because they didn't have the money, Adams wasn't ready to stop talking. He could understand financial concerns, and he was already beginning to realize what O'Brien, he was a captured slave now, he was a captured captain, would later say of the pirates, money is their god and Muhammad their prophet. Yet greed alone couldn't explain the madness and cruelty of the demands. Unsatisfied, the famously blunt Adams wanted a better answer. Everybody listen. While maintaining the best diplomatic reserve he could muster, whatever the frustration, the American ministers could hardly leap to their feet and walk out of negotiations. Adams asked how the Barbary states could justify making war upon a nation who had done them no injury. The response was nothing less than chilling. According to his holy book, the Quran, Abe explained, all nations which had not acknowledged the prophet were sinners, whom it was right and the duty of the faithful to plunder and enslave. Christian sailors were, plain and simple, fair game. Jefferson tried to make sense of what he was hearing. He was familiar with the Muslim holy book. He had purchased a copy of the Quran during his days of reading in Williamsburg 20 years before, but found its values, this is so important, found its values so foreign that he shelved the volume with books devoted to mythology of the Greeks and Romans. This conversation left him more perplexed. The man who had written that all people were endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights was horrified at Abe's religious justification for greed and cruelty. And it goes on to say that this Abe guy, who he says it was not complicated in his culture, the taker of ships and the enslavers of men, the barbarians who extorted bribes for safe passage were all justified by the teaching of the Prophet Muhammad. It is written in the Quran. And they walked away, and this is where Adams was like, I think we need to keep negotiating. I think we need to keep in talks with them. And Jefferson was like, Hale County, no, we are going to war. There is no negotiating with them. There will be no peace. And so that was the beginning of the Navy. But as I read that conversation, it is exactly the conversation we're having today.
Exactly.
You walk in and you're like, they're so nice. They're so hospitable. We can reason with them. But even Jefferson himself, years ago, as he was encountering this, said, I read a book. I read the Quran, and I was so perplexed that I just put it away because it was such foreign thinking. So I don't know what that means, except there might come a time where we just have to go to war.
We have enough evidence from history starting in the mid 600s that that's not off the table. It's just not. If you know your history, it's not off the table. But we have to take this very seriously, which is what we're going to start doing every day. And we have clips prepared for you to play next week when we come back, because we missed that part of the history, didn't we? Like, we missed that there was a Barbary pilot and the Tripoli pilot. Well, like, we missed all that.
They don't teach it.
They don't, because they don't want to. It's uncomfortable.
The Muslims were enslaving the Christians.
From
brutally.
from the 600s, guys. So we have to decide what we're going to do about it, starting by educating ourselves. My book is supposed to arrive today.
It's really good. I'm not sure how this ends.
Well, here's the other part of it where you talk about and every time I think about this, I think about my 5th grade teacher, who was one of my favorite teachers, Miss Ahmed, and she was a Muslim, and she even wore her hijab every day. And I just thought about how, I know you're smiling because that was funny. She was so nice and so sweet. And I remember it took me some time to like, because I wasn't really taught about Islam or Muslims before that. She was my first really Muslim I had interacted with, and she was awesome. So it took me some time to realize like what the base of the religion actually is. And I think when we talk about Islam and, you know, the Muslims who are nice and good people and can be charitable and can be pleasant to be around, and you think, oh, well, you know, what's really the big deal? Kind of like what Adams was dealing with. And you deal with the secular Muslims like the Saudi Arabias and the others who are becoming more secular. And you go and actually read what their book is and what they believe. And it's like, that's not what that is. And I don't know if Trojan horse, I guess it's the correct term, where, and is it the Medina or Mecca strategy where they try to win you over?
Mecca.
Yeah. And they'll bait you and they'll be nice and they'll sucker you in. But when the rubber meets the road and the basis of the religion is not that. So they may try to secularize it and they try to win you over. But at the end of the day, it is a religion of hate and terror and, you know, everything that we've seen the actual Muslims, the radical Muslims be about. So I think Jefferson reading the actual Quran, he may have been suckered in with Adams of like, well, what's the big deal? You know? I think that's why it's important to actually know who the enemy is in terms of like what they actually believe. Like read their word, read the Quran, and then get back to me.
It's the source document. We need to know our source documents.
That's kind of, I don't want to end the show on that, but it actually gave me hope, because if we have the resolve, I mean, obviously I don't know how this ends, but they worked out some sort of solution and they literally saved America. That was kind of the first battle after we became a nation to fight on our own. And if those men hadn't stepped up, we wouldn't be here. And so I feel like it's kind of our time, and I think we can do it. It's just going to take a little bit of creativity.
That's right.
And by the way, we're not ending the show like that, Allison. We're ending the show with this.
Hold the hand, Chico. Hey, hold on. 2 cars, huh? Here you go, there. Oh, good, bag up, Terry. Put in reverse, Terry. Put in reverse. Oh, Lord, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus. What you doing, Terry? Terry, what's wrong?
That's my favorite. Oh, Lord.
Bag up, Terry. Put in reverse, Terry. Put in reverse. Oh, Lord.
That was some elimination.
Oh, glad Terry's okay.
Oh, is Terry still alive?
Terry?
I can't remember when that was, but that is a classic.
We hope you'll have a glorious 3rd and 4th to celebrate with your friends and family, and remembering where we came from and where we go next is really our choice.
Mm.
And I say we go for it for the next 250 years.
No show Friday. No show tomorrow.
Oh, no show tomorrow, but we'll be back Monday.
We'll be back Monday.
Y'all have a fabulous weekend. It's going to be hot. Hot. Make good choices. We'll see you Monday on the right side.